Okay, don't mind my mess here. It's a disaster. I get it. This is the nut I'm talking about. You got a metal nut with a bunch of rubber with a metal washer on the top. A metal washer's got a slot cut in it. This one's already, it's got some damage. I mean, that ain't normal. Not quite enough that it would stop the pump from working. But the other one I saw, this rubber had totally deteriorated. This metal top was gone. So the nub would just be spinning on the inside of that deteriorated rubber, and you wouldn't be getting quite the revolutions out of that pump that you would really think that you are. So it's not necessarily the pump that goes bad. I'm going to try and find one of those in my disaster here. We'll take one of those apart. Here's another one of those half-ass setups. So I'm not sure about the oil pump that was connected to this one. This one actually looks like it was cut that way. That or somebody did some really creative work in there to get it into that kind of shape. Again, I don't trust these kind. The other ones with the little aluminum insert, sure, go hard. It's a way better system. But this rubber hunk of shit and the little metal cap on the top, I don't trust it. Okay, so we were just on this guy. Here's the oil pump. Sits in here. It's supposed to go in that slot somehow. There we go. Sits there as the crank rotates. So does this pump. Get an intake, intake and output there, and then it just runs straight into the intake. It's okay. The pumps are Delordo, made in Italy. I mean, they're not crap. I'll put this down here. Take off the top. We got 2 Phillips screws here. I've got so much metal scrap that these bits are just picking up stuff. So, as we pull that off here. This is what I'm talking about getting dirty in here. You get this thing all dirty, and you've got a screw gear on the inside that meshes up with that. And I mean, you get a whole bunch of gunk. Here's your spring. This spring. Make sure this is all clean. Just do a good job. I mean, I'm pulling out bits of silver and red paint, it looks like, and other kinds of stuff in here. Flush that out, clean it out good, and put it all back together nice and clean. Use a good oil. Use the filter inside the in the tank, and just verify. When you turn that, you should see it spin. Make sure all those teeth are good. And it's really very simple system. The pump, there's very little to go wrong. Make sure it's sealed, make sure your lines are tight, make sure they're not pinched, make sure it's good, flexible. This is old. It's not brittle, but this stuff gets brittle. So, pretty much same thing, just put it back together. You may want to blow out your intakes here, clean that stuff out as well. So that's pretty much it. It's just this little spring on a pin with a clip on it, and that main gear. So make sure that stuff's clean. Go from there if you want to use the pump. I don't mean to be a dick and call you lazy and stuff like that, but like, really, it's not that hard to carry a packet of oil, a good packet of oil. You should have one on you just as a backup. I mean, just in case. You ever break a line or something like that, or maybe you do seize it and you just want to throw some, or soft seize. You want to throw a little bit extra. Maybe it's failed and you need to get home. Maybe that extra little bit of oil is going to help you get home. So just something to keep in mind. And this isn't hard stuff. I'm going to put it together. This isn't going back on a bike, at least one of mine anyway. I'll clean it up, but it's just going to go back into the dirty pile. So tighten those up just enough. Put it back in the bin. And I hope that helps. So yeah, sorry to be a dick. I'm not trying to be. But these things, they're fine. The pieces that drive them, not quite so much. So if you got the metal insert, yeah, you're probably okay to keep it. If you have these stupid little rubber things, these guys, or damage or weird cutouts like that, I'd be iffy about it. You put any more power than stock on that thing, who knows what's going to happen. So there you go. Hopefully that's enough. Make sure that's good too. Good shape, and I think there's an O-ring that goes there as well. So keep that in mind. Try not to lose it, get it all covered in dirt, that kind of stuff. But keep it clean. Keep your lines and everything in good shape. Keep it unpinched. It should be okay. Another reason people don't like it is the air leak. That intake, the part where it meets the intake, usually right underneath the frame, a little bit of a pain in the butt to get to and keep an eye on. So sometimes people get an air leak there, or the oil will just leak through this thing straight into the cylinder. And yeah, you'll have a smoky first start. But yeah, give it a shot, clean it up. I mean, it doesn't hurt to give it a little maintenance. So make sure it's clean. It's really all you can do. Alright, take care.